We're here today with Joe from MSB. How are you, Joe?
I'm very well. How are you? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, mate. So, yeah, why don't you tell us a bit about who you are?
I am obviously Joe, and I've been working in sales my whole career. I started in sales as an estate agent in real estate, started working in the city in London, and yeah, still enjoying it, still loving it. So, all good.
You're in the right industry if you want to live and work in London.
Mm. Yeah. Try and stay active and stuff, and yeah, stay busy.
Okay, so getting into the exciting part of the call, tell us a bit about MSB.
Yeah, so MSB, we're a team of everyone's got over 30 years, well, collectively 30 years of experience. We are payments and international payments experts. So currency management and risk management. We help businesses deal with their overseas payments and deal with their risk solutions. So if a business is exposed to foreign currency, whether that be import, export, we'll help them manage their currency and make sure they get the best service. First of all, we are service-based payment provider. So firstly, we have the systems in place, the best technology on the market. We're partnered with Visa, so all payments are sent within seconds. 90% of our payments are literally sent within seconds. So we have the technology. We also have the human touch to go with that. We are customer focused and human facing. First of all, that's our priority. Basically, FX payments and expert in cross-border payments, basically.
I think that's the future of where businesses and technology are going, where obviously the way AI and technology is going, that's going to be the leading driver of any business. But you have to have that human element as well, don't you? Because a lot of people don't want to talk to a robot. They want to talk to a human when they're interacting with a business.
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite a key part of people's businesses. So whether that's, wholesalers that are importing from China or Europe, or we work with customers from all range of different sectors. So we work with wholesalers, medium-sized businesses to large corporations with over 500 employees, for example. So it is a key part of the business and people want things done quickly. So we've got the systems in place to do that. But at the same time, you need to speak to someone straight on the phone to you, or you can speak to us within 10 seconds. In a world of AI and digital, we've shifted to that. It still requires that human touch. That's what we found has been successful. So
I think I said to you last time that we spoke that in my previous career, we were one of the highest performing partners in a customer service environment. And it was drilled into us for years that we had to provide 5-star service. And now, because of that kind of professional indoctrination, I will actually discontinue using services if the customer service is bad, because I think it matters that much. It's really cool to see that you put such an emphasis on having good human customer support.
yeah, no, the customers, our clients are most important to us. Without our clients or customers, we wouldn't be as successful. So we pride ourselves on offering unparalleled customer service. So
So the world of currency exchange, for people who are unaware of all that, talk through how that works and how your company actually works, because we live in very interesting times when it comes to currency exchange.
basically, MSB will be saving basically for the community, just to break it down to them. We will typically be saving over 60% to not 80% against tier one banks on their currency exchanges. Currency for tier one banks, it's the second biggest revenue generator aside from mortgages. So a lot of people don't realize that major banks, they can take up to 5-10% on simple currency exchanges, where we can save a substantial amount against those currency transfers. And because we're partnered with Visa, basically Visa, the Swift network that we're connected to, we actually have access to those exchange rates, those wholesale exchange rates, which we can pass on to our customers. Visa, that we're our banking partner, they send 65 payments a second. They transact billions per day. So basically, once a customer is active, compliant, and ready to go, we can lock in currency within seconds, whether that be through a contact or via our online platform. Once the payment is secured, locked in, basically the funds go directly to Visa. As soon as Visa receive your funds, they will send the outgoing funds directly to the recipient account within 5 minutes.
Nice. So essentially, you just let's say you have 5,000 euros in your account as a random number, just converting that into pounds with a tier one bank will cost you so much more money than going through a currency exchange broker, because you guys can save 60 to up to 80% just in that exchange.
Yeah, that's it. Basically, tier one banks can charge, we can save up to 60, 70%. And most online brokers, for example, we can save up to 30%.
Yeah, it's crazy. Before I was in this world, I just wouldn't have even thought of this. I had no idea it was a thing, but having experienced it personally, where we were dealing with a lot of euros at one point, the amount of money we were saving, we would have saved just by going through a currency exchange broker is nuts. So I wish I learned about it. So
Yeah, no, it's good. It's great that we can collaborate now, and looking forward to helping the community and working with SellerSmart. It's great that we can make the community aware now. So
Yeah, I think we're really excited to work with you as well. And I just don't think anyone in the Amazon space is talking about this. I don't think anyone's aware of it. Everyone just assumes, like I did, that Wise has really good currency exchange because, in comparison to some high street banks, it does look pretty good. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not so good. You mentioned that you are partnered with Visa and you use their system. So let's say I'm a client and I transfer money. Does that go direct to Visa or does it go direct to you?
yeah, it goes directly to Visa. I was going to mention Visa are our banking partner. Basically, there's no fees involved. There's no charges. It's all factored into the exchange rate. And as mentioned, most importantly, we're going to save 60-70% against tier one banks. So yeah, money goes directly to Visa. They're our banking partner. And they're fully FCA regulated, so regulated with a Financial Conduct Authority. They have an e-money license as well.
What does that mean, e-money license?
So basically, they've got licenses where they can deal internationally with currency, and all funds are protected under their regulations. And because they're protected with a Financial Conduct Authority, all funds are safeguarded and protected, and they go to Visa directly. So
That's an interesting point you raised because I was going to say my partner is like an email security SME for a bank. So you can imagine the kinds of things that she has to deal with quite regularly. So one of the questions I have for you was, how does it work with security? Because I know the finance sector, it has to spend really big bucks on the cyber security.
yeah, so as mentioned, Visa, one of the biggest companies across the globe, they're transacting in terms of currency and payments, trillions over the years. As I said, they're regulated with a FCA, so funds are protected, funds go directly to them, and it's all safeguarded as well. So yeah.
You mentioned that you're excited to partner with SellerSmart, and of course we are as well. How is it you can help our members in our community?
Yeah, so work with a few wholesalers, a few Amazon businesses as well. They import the products from China or Europe. And after working with MSB, we save great money on the exchange rates compared to tier one banks. But also what's exciting for the community is as I mentioned, the systems we use, the Swift technology, that the payments are done within seconds. So your supplier who you're purchasing your stock from, they're going to receive the funds within 5 minutes. So it changes the dynamic of banking. It's the most efficient way to make international payments because we're connected to the Swift network. You can see this via your online platform, or we can send this to customers. They can see the actual payment, how it's been, where it's credited the beneficiary's account. You can see that on the system, so you can track the payment, and it removes, if you're trying to send the payment through your bank, typically you could be on the phone for 2 hours, where we eliminate all wait times and we just create efficiency. The community, they're going to know that payments are there, secure, safe, and at a much better exchange rate. So looking forward to helping the community with it. So
Yeah, so I can give you a personal story on that. I work with people from the Philippines, but my marketing team were based in Venezuela. We tried to send dollars through PayPal and they held our money for 40 days. And, you go from systems like that where it happens with not just PayPal, but with loads of other payment processes. Going from that to, within 5 minutes is a big plus because you can imagine from a small business perspective, having to manage your cash flow and having to wait for your money is a headache.
yeah, no, completely agree. That's what we're to help with, those overseas transactions, and to make sure they're sent within seconds very quickly and swiftly. And as I say, we've got the technology, but also we've got the human touch. So if you need an update or, need to speak to someone, me or the team are available to help. We found that in the industry over a decade, and some of the other guys, same amount of time, it's key to speak to someone. If you don't know what's going on with your funds, it's quite worrying for, small business and large corporations as well. They need to know what's going on. So we can provide that clarity and, that financial stability, and just to keep everyone updated. So
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like if you send a package to a customer, the fact that you can trace it, okay, it's been dispatched. Now it's at the courier facility. Now it's in the van. Now it's going to the customer. Or even when you're waiting at the train station and you can see that your train is 6 minutes away, 4 minutes away, it just makes you feel so much more at ease. So when you're sending large amounts of money, I can imagine it's even more so true. Obviously, with everything happening with geopolitics in the world, especially with Trump, there's a lot of volatility in the market. So how does MSB compensate with the market volatility?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I was going to say, depending on a certain customer, we typically work with customers that they might be sending, 5,000 a month, 10,000, over 5 million per month. We would come up with a tailored strategy to protect against market movements. We come up with tailored plans to protect the business. If there's a costing level that your business is working against, like a exchange rate internally that you're costing your goods at, we will work with you to set this, but also we will protect this and protect the business's bottom line. So, yeah, part of our service is to manage that volatility. Obviously, we can't predict what markets are going to do. No one can. If I could, I'd be on my own, private island. But what we can do is we can manage the events that are upcoming, and we can inform you of upcoming news or market highs. For example, the dollar's, it's the highest it's been for 4 months. So a lot of our dollar buyers have taken advantage, and they can pre-book currency, or if they have any payments to take care of, we will let them know. So for the community, if they're sending dollar payments or euro payments, we can let them know when the market hits a new high and just provide that service, which banks do not. They typically wouldn't inform you what's happening in the markets. That's our speciality, dealing with market fluctuations and helping the businesses guide through the ever-changing world of currency and finance. So
Okay, so hypothetically, if I was your client and I wanted to exchange 10,000 euros, let's say, is it the kind of thing that you could say you guys are aware of things that are happening that could change the exchange rate? So if I say I want to convert it at 10 a.m., you could possibly advise me, hey, maybe wait until tomorrow or later on today.
typically, we would never advise to wait, or we can't predict markets. Unfortunately, we'd just advise that the markets are, we've moved in your favor. We would typically just suggest that it's a better time. For example, if we go back to January, the dollar was at, it was a lot lower than where it is now. We would be advised, if the market moves in your favor, we would advise that. So typically, we wouldn't suggest a perfect time, because nobody knows the perfect time, but we would just inform you what's going on in the world, in the currency market. And if the client would like to make the payment now, we could advise it's a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That's cool. So I'm going to ask you the obvious question. Any hidden fees or anything like that people should be aware of?
There's no fees, no charges at all. Everything's factored into the exchange rate. Against tier one banks, as I said, you're going to be saving there, and you're connected to the best system on the market at the moment. So all payments are sent within seconds. And also, which could be beneficial for the community, which we helped a lot of businesses as well, because our banking partners Visa, we can open actual business bank accounts in your business name. So if you need a euro or dollar account, there are various other currencies we can do, but typically those are the main two currencies we do deal with. We can actually open those bank accounts in your name. So if you do require customers or suppliers to pay into those accounts, we can activate those in your name. Once a customer is active and compliant with our team, we can offer those bank accounts for the community and other businesses. So
Okay, so going off of what you just said there, so when a customer is signed up with you and compliant, how does the onboarding process work and how long does it take and what do you have to do to be compliant?
typically, it's very simple to open an account. It takes 5 to 10 minutes. It's a link through our web link, so web onboarding link. So 5 to 10 minutes, basic details, customer, company information, company registration number, basic details. Just fill those in. It goes through to onboarding team. Typically, it can take up to 24 hours to hear back from them. And if there's any further documents, we can obviously inform you. But if something is urgent, we can put it through as urgent, and it can take an hour or two. Once everything's compliant and the client is up and running, we're active, ready to go. You can have access to the platform, or you can book payments via one of the team members or myself. But yeah, as soon as the account is active, ready to go, you can have access to those bank accounts, or you can have access to sending payments straight away. So
Okay, so say I've got an account signed up ready for you, and say I've let you know that I'm dealing in euros, for example. How does that work? Is it like an application I have on my phone? Do I have to contact you every time I exchange money?
no. So once the account is active, compliant, ready to go, you can book in a payment within minutes via the online platform. I guess community, they might be sending multiple payments, so the online platform might be suitable. If you're sending large volume payments, it may be better to speak to me or the team. The customer can do what works for them best. We would advise what will be suitable for their account. But once an account's compliant and active, they have access to the online platform, so they can go and book payments via that straight away, or they can email into MSB, or call into MSB, and we can book the transaction over the phone or email. Literally, once the account's active, ready to go, we can book straight away, online, phone, email.
Okay, so say I do want to sign up with you. Is there a
Yeah.
contract obligation, or is it kind of loose?
No, no, absolutely. It's free, no obligation to open an account. I think we had a great conversation about this last time, actually. There's obviously no contract with MSB. Our service is what keeps customers coming back. So we pride ourselves on having the best service and the best systems on the market. So there's no obligation, free to open an account. But our service working with MSB is what keeps our customers coming back. So
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good way to say it. Just because I think we have a very big mix in our community of sellers levels. So, what's your minimum prerequisites for monthly amount sent? Do you have maximum amount?
no maximum. We deal with customers. As I say, they send 5,000 to, we deal with customers that deal annually over 10 million plus. So there's ideally, it's a volume game, right? So the more your transaction, the more you will save against tier one banks. So ideally, just so it's commercially viable for both parties, ideally, if you're sending 5,000 a month, that would be like an ideal minimum, just so we can commercially save you money and it works for us as well. We work with wide range of clients, from wholesalers that import as well, SMEs, large financial institutions and companies that have over 500 members of staff. And what's exciting as well is we've worked with customers we've got long-term standing relationships with, is they've started as a small SME and they've grown to be doing millions per month. So hopefully we can have some great success stories where people have grown with us from the community. So they might be sending, I don't know, 5,000, 10,000, and it grows to 50,000, etc. So we're excited to have some more partnerships and work together for the long term. So
Well, I'll tell you what, mate, I'm putting in a declaration to the video now. I'm going to be one of those people. I do a lot of transactions in euros at the moment, and I mentioned to you last time we spoke that I'm probably going to end up doing a lot of Swedish krona fairly soon, and a lot of people in our community will be working with European suppliers. So I think it's honestly very exciting, because this is an area that most people don't even know exists, that you can make money on. So yeah, it's really cool.
yeah, no, looking forward to it. It's great to see what you guys are doing. SellerSmart, the community's growing every second, and it's great that we can collab at this time. There's lots of people in the community that are sending to Europe or USA, wherever across the globe. Definitely, check us out and have a conversation and look at our information. Hopefully, it's all there in the Discord. So
Yeah, absolutely. For anyone watching who doesn't know, as Joe just said, we have a section in the Discord that's specific for the currency exchange with MSB. If you have any questions, you can just let us know by raising a ticket, and it's definitely worth pursuing, because yeah, just say you were just going to convert 5,000 euros into GBP, into pounds. If you can save 200, 250 quid just by converting, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? So I definitely think it's worth pursuing.
yeah, it's worth checking out. And typically, we've found customers are very surprised with the markup from banks. So it's definitely worth looking into. So
For sure. All right, guys. Well, yeah, thank you for watching. If you want to join an Amazon FBA community, then click the link in the bio below. And Joe, really nice to meet you, mate. Thank you for your time.
thanks, Sean. You too. Thank you, mate.